It's Gunfillers and welcome back to Regular Skew with me, FoggyPlays on FM22. Today we're taking on Waterford in the league because it's a Munster derby game and it'll be interesting to see how we can get on against them. And we're taking on Treaty United in the League Cup second round because we haven't done any cup games so far this year. So, if you do want to enjoy this episode, do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'm going to show you how terrible our form has been. Right guys, so as you can see from the screen in front of you, we are currently in the worst form we have ever had. We've had quite a number of sending offs, which has not been ideal against Waterford. As you can see, Fabian was sent off, which was not ideal. Against Derry, Roy Quigley got sent off in the 11th minute. Then, thankfully, no red cards against UCD. Struggled to draw against Shamrock Rovers, which had no sending off. But then we played Bohemians, had two players sent off. Centre back and Ryan Coleman, and Nordstrom was at right. Yeah, Nordstrom was at right back. He got sent off, but that was for a straight red. No sending off in these games. No sending off. So I think it was after. I think it was the Bows game. Like I've pretty much since the save started, anytime I'm asked about refereeing decisions, I pretty much say that the referees in Ireland are terrible. But a lot of the decisions have been pretty bad. But I was fined £350 for complaining. The most recent game against Bows, we just could not get going. As you can see, Marion Prince 6.2. So not ideal. Second goal was just Prince just essentially lay down and let the ball just go over him, which was not ideal. As you can see, we have this guy, Karim Tunde, is coming in from Dame, ex-Barcelona player. But you'd be wondering, why did we sign him? Runner-up in the next gen. And he's joining us. Runner-up in the next gen is joining Cork City. Karim Tunde. I cannot wait. I haven't scouted him. Did absolutely nothing. Just saw that he was second. Went to see if I could offer him a contract. I could. I think we're paying like 63,000 for him. Yeah, 63,000. So we spent a lot of money on this guy, not knowing if he's any good or not. Attribute-wise, it doesn't look terrible. So we'll see how it gets on. And he can play either side. He can play up front, although I probably wouldn't want him to. It'll be fine. As you can see though, league-wise, not looking great. We are 9 points behind Dundalk after 10 games. We've already lost 5. We are struggling, and I've tried different formations, tried different tactics, changed things up. Nothing makes a difference. So we are just going with old reliable 4-2-3-1. This is how we're playing. Hopefully, things are going to go okay. I was going to start Corcoran instead of Prince. Apart from that one game, Prince has been bang average, if not exceptional. He's been pretty good, or he's been pretty bad. There doesn't seem to be an in-between with him. But our backline, in theory, should be good. It's not. We do have injuries and suspensions. Fabian is suspended, and Gordon Walker is injured. Adam Dihad is upset because I wasn't playing him enough, because he wasn't really good enough, which, I'm not going to play a player who isn't good enough. But this is how we're lining up for the game. Luke Keane has been exceptionally average, so we're dropping him for this one. And McGlade is going to go on the bench. Cian Murphy missed 2 open goals in the last match, so he's going to drop out after he came on for Whelan. And Dylan McGlade and Kubalani are going to sit on the bench. Kubalani haven't actually played him in a league game so far this year. So we're just gonna put him out there and see what we can do. We had 50% possession against Bows in the last game. We did nothing with it. The fact that Brian Murphy is still their goalkeeper at 39 and we lost to them the last time we played is exceptionally frustrating. But hopefully this time we can play better. No, I'm Emran straight in. I did make a tactical tweak from the original 4-2-3-1 that we had going into this game. I think it was just a small few things. Just as the tactic evolved over time, some of the changes we've made didn't translate all that well to this season. So I've just kind of reverted back a little bit, took a step back to what we were doing last year. Just made a few tactical tweaks, just tweak. I did go, Colin Whelan. Is it onside? I bring you back. I bring you back in tactics. Tactics are working again. It was quite frustrating playing through the last like 10 games where like we dominated UCD, absolutely like pummeled Galway. Galway were top of, that was a terrible pass. Galway were top of the first division quite comfortably, so I was not expecting a huge amount out of that game, but we actually smashed them 5-0, so that was quite nice. Also, Damien Duff, as you would expect, is not quite in the safest positions for his job. So they're asking in the pre-match, because I still do. I'm doing the interviews for this one. In the pre-match, they were saying, "Do I think he was going to get sacked?" And I was like, myself and Damien Duff in this save don't have the best rapport. But I was like, they should give him a bit more time. I wouldn't mind if they gave him a bit more time until he got sacked. Obviously, I don't mind if they give him a bit more time until they're cut more adrift. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. Shelburne and St. Pat's, though, 1-1. So things are going a little bit better today. St. Pat's would be a difficult game for Shelburne for obvious reasons, seeing as they're struggling. But this is going to be fine. We're 68 minutes and not much has happened in this second half. But just make a couple of tactical tweaks. Albrecht hasn't been great. Bring on Glusen. Josh Adam, as per usual, has just been like exceptionally average. If you told me that he was if you asked me what team he played for when he was on loan, if I didn't know that he was a Man City player, I would never guess that he's a Man City player, because he is just consistently average with like one game where he does really well. I mean, that sticks in my head, and I'm like, he was really good for that like one game. But yeah. Also, I'm a little bit behind on the Ukraine United save with Loki Doki. Saw that he just signed Dylan McGlade. So, as you can tell, I'm a little bit behind. I've pre-recorded some of these, so that'll kind of give you an idea of how far behind I am. But also, I won't give you much information because you won't know when I'm recording this. We're going to bring on Kilabani up front. Just give him a run around and see what he can do. Hopefully none of our players get sent off. And we've actually turned off get stuck in, which I think is what we had originally. I do like the whole, get stuck in, get angry, break some legs, kill some players. Unless the media ask me about the opposition team, and then I'm like, well, it's disgusting and it has no place in football. Kupilani, what are you doing? Oh. Also, the Nasiri guy who plays for Waterford, I thought he was supposed to be going to like Greece or Athens or not. Dylan McGlade with his fourth of the season. This man does not get enough first team football with us this season. He has been fantastic every time he's played. I'm pretty sure Naya, their striker, was supposed to go to. I'm pretty sure he signed a pre-contract, because I remember looking at it thinking, we don't have to worry about him anymore. And here he is scoring against us. Not quite sure what happened. The last time we played him, or the last time we played Waterford, I saw that he was in their team, and I was like, aren't you meant to be gone? You're meant to be playing for a different team but you've decided not to. It was probably one of those ones where there was like a restriction on how many foreign players they could sign. Right, fellas. So I went to have a look to see what the audio was like when I was editing, and towards the end of the Waterford game that we won in the first part of the episode, 3-1, I must have hit something because I turned into a chipmunk after the offside goal. So that's not ideal. I did play a bunch of games before I realised it. So we did play a treaty for the second part of the episode, but I could not put it into the video. So we beat them 3-1. Fairly comfortable. There was a couple of fun moments, but you're never going to see them because that has been destined to be gotten rid of. I might chuck a little bit in just after this part so you can have a listen to what I sounded like. But we went and beat Shelburne. Then in the Munster Senior Cup semi-final, beat Waterford 3-0 at Lone 7-0. It was looking pretty good. I think I underestimated that Lone. I was expecting them to be like bottom, maybe second bottom in the first division. They're actually fourth. So congratulations to them. Then we beat struggling Sligo 5-0. Drew 2-2 with Derry. And to be fair, we did not deserve anything from this game. Managed to pull out a draw. Then beat UCD 5-2. Colin Whelan with yet another hat-trick, which was fantastic. Also, Emran, hat-trick here. We're not going to see him for a little while after the St. Pat's game because he's away on international duty for the African Cup of Nations until the day the Bows game's played. And then we also beat Shamrock Rovers. Lopez scored an absolute wonder of an own goal. Like, properly booted it as hard as he could into the top corner. It was, beautiful. So, for the game against Cove, we do have Cavallini, who caused the chipmunking, out injured. So, and Luke Keane is also a little bit unfit. We could potentially play, so we'll bring him in. We'll put him on the bench. He will be our backup option in case we need somebody to come in and play football. His average rating's picked up a little bit recently. He's been absolutely bang average of late, and I'm not enjoying it. Ben Elliott is getting a game today because he has been struggling a little bit since he came back from his injury. Can't really play more than 45 minutes. So we've not been playing him for more than 45 minutes, and we do need to get him some more game time. Unfortunately, Cove Ramblers are bottom of the first division. So we should, in theory, smash them. So we're going into this one with expectations high. We beat a team in this division not too long ago, 7-0. And we went from not being able to score, which was frustrating, to I think it was 12 in 2 games, which, that's pretty okay. I enjoyed it. Emran with corner free kick. Gilchrist gets it onto the crossbar, cannot find the back of the net. The left winger for Cove is an ex-player of ours who we trained to be a left winger. Cian Bargary, Gilchrist and Coleman are both booked. Emran is true. The ball's blocked, but that's what he meant to do. Gets the ball to Archie Brown. Archie Brown back in the net. He could win his first is it his first trophy as a member of the Cork City team? I think it could be. Cove don't seem to have they don't have Joe O'Brien Whitmarsh in their team today. I did see he was after being dropped, but I thought he potentially would have been in the match day squad. Turns out not so much. Farnberger, big 360 no scope. Bargary has it. The striker who I was looking at him, he's pretty decent, especially since it's Cove side that don't score too many goals. Colin Whelan with the breakaway goal. Lucas Farnberger with the assist. Get in, my friend. But yeah, I think his name's Alan Core. Yeah, ElClasiCork. He is on loan from Shelburne. It's actually been pretty okay for a team that struggle. Like, anybody who's ever tried managing, like, if you try and get a job in Ireland with no job to begin with, generally Cove is the team that picks you up, because if you don't have the lower league, the lower league's loaded, which a lot of people don't. If there's no promotion or relegation from the first division, or no relegation from the first division, then you're kind of stuck to a degree, and you pick whatever you can get. And generally, Cove is the team that are like, we'll take you. We'll take you to glory, my friend. Hop on the hype train. Whoop whoop. Let's not get relegated. Well, I suppose you can't get relegated. Generally, what they want is don't finish last. And most of the time, you finish last. I tried it, and I think the highest I ever finished was fourth. And that was relying completely on free transfers, because there isn't much money in Ireland in top division, let alone for grassroots. You rarely. Oh Jesus, what a dive by Brown! You rarely hear of players coming through from like Irish clubs going on to play for the big teams. Generally, if a player gets picked up when they were quite young, like when Roy Keane went to Nottingham Forest, he went from Cove, but he didn't get. He wouldn't have gotten a huge amount of opportunities playing for Cove. We also played for Rockmount, and when I was younger, I used to play for Rockmount. So I was the Roy Keane of my generation. Although I played at left back, and I had a tendency to be a dirty tackler. So I was the one that dove into tackles. So, you know, it was a good time. I was not left footed. Archie Brown, with his second of the game, Luke Keane off the bench, gets the assist. Fantastic, fellers. We've only gone and won the Munster Senior Cup Final yet again. I wasn't going to bring it back for this game, because I was like, oh my, the majority of fans. For a second there, I was like, how do we have more fans that came than the fans at the match? But yeah, I wasn't going to bring it back for this, but then when I saw that the treaty game had, Cian Murphy is offside. Cian Murphy finally started scoring, and of course gets called offside. They're playing double-barreled wingers. We when I saw that the issue, I saw it while I was getting ready to. I think it was like the day before the Cove game, so I was like, might as well bring it back for this. Show you ElClasiCork. What kind of free kick was that from Prince? Playing a 7, but that was a shocker. Oh jeez, I got a bit of something, a bit of something, you know, a bit of something. So we've managed to win 4-0. I did take. Did I not take Gilchrist off? Or is Gilchrist getting to loft it because he's on the pitch? I should have started Mark McNulty, but I decided to start Prince instead, because I'm not sure why I decided to do that, but fair enough. We did play a fairly strong side. Yeah, we did take Gilchrist off, but he obviously gets to loft the trophy above his head because he's the captain. Fantastic. I think is what I said. Archie Brown and Colin Whelan both getting braces, which is fantastic. We've done the double, having won the President Cup and the Munster Senior Cup. Also, Man City won the Champions League, but nobody cares about that because we won the Munster Senior Cup Final. Get in! Alright, as I said, no, you didn't hear me say that because it wasn't a part of the video that got destroyed. We'll be back at some point, not sure when. Be back to see 2 of these lads popping in, just to hopefully be absolutely exceptional. According to my scout, Tundi, 4th best right winger. This is the guy who got 2nd in the next gen. So still looks like he's going to be a fairly decent player. Potentially could get some money from him. Just have to wait and see when he arrives what he's worth, and do clubs actually want to sign him. So we'll be back at some point, probably in July, during the maybe August, after we'll come back for the Champions League, because that's going to be soon. I don't have a date yet, but we shall find out when that happens. It was 13th of July last year, so we could actually end up having to start the Champions League qualifying without Emran, which wouldn't be ideal. But we'll see what happens. It'll be somewhere in July, during the transfer window. Fantastic. But if you did enjoy this episode, no matter how absolutely borked it was, thank you for watching, fellas. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends, all the good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one.